Hello, this is John Seltenright reporting to you live with our special guest today, Ben Carson. Hello, John. Pleasure to be here. So, Ben Carson, where are you from? I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I grew up with my mother, Sonia, and my brother, Curtis. What was it like for you when you were growing up? As you may know, I had a pretty tough upbringing in Detroit. At school, I overcame a lot of racism and rude comments about me. I was called the dumbest kid in the world at one point in my life, and people in my class teased me because I was African American, and it was just very tough for me growing up, and I struggled in school. But eventually, I ended up getting the will to work for my mother, Sonia, because she helped me out, and I ended up being successful. So what did you do after graduating high school? After high school, I went to Yale and got my undergraduate in psychology. Then I went on to go to Michigan Medical School, and there I realized that my passion was in pediatric neurosurgery, and I went to Johns Hopkins after finishing at Michigan. Ben Carson, what would you say was the pinnacle of your career in your time at Johns Hopkins? I think the highest point of my career at Johns Hopkins was the separation of the two Siamese twins. They were twins from Ulm, Germany, the Binder twins, and it was a very tough thing to do, overcame some adversity, and me and my team of 72 rehearsed and worked hard day in and day out ahead of the surgery, and it was successful after 22 hours of surgery. What were some other accomplishments of your medical career? Well, John, I also did a procedure to stop seizures in infants, and that was another big thing in my career because I really got a chance to help out the young kids after they were born, and it stopped a lot of suffering, and I think it was something that I did to contribute to the medical community. After your time at Johns Hopkins, what did you do with your life? Well, John, I've done a lot in my life since my time at Johns Hopkins. I was a spokesperson for the medical field and really showed the world what life was like for a pediatric neurosurgeon, and unfortunately I suffered from prostate cancer, but I overcame it after having surgery and having the cancer removed. And recently I ran for president as the GOP nominee, but dropped out after several months. And now I spend time with my wife Candy, my son Ben Jr., and my other son Royce. So Ben, would you consider yourself a civil rights hero? Well, the word hero does seem a little narcissistic of me to use for myself, but do I believe that I contributed to the civil rights impact? Yes. I overcame the struggle of living through poverty and enduring lots of racism. And through hard work, effort, and education, I made my way to success. And I believe that I have paved the way for the African American youth of today and have proved that although times may be tough, anything is possible. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Carson. Thank you for having me.